Hey, welcome to Tabletop Skirmish Games. I'm Lee, and in this video I'll be going through everything you need to know to start playing Kill Team. This video won't be covering the rules, it's more of a video to show you what you need to get started playing the game, but if you do want to see the rules, I've covered it in great detail in a series taking you right up to the new Killzone Gallowdark. I will be covering what rules you need and where you can find them, the tools you need, and some ways that you can proxy those tools. I'll be having a look at the different teams that you can choose across the factions, looking at the box sets, and then the extras that Games Workshop have created to go along with the game. I'll also be sharing with you quickly how I came up with my own Kill Team rules for the Katajan faction that I really wanted to play, and so there's certainly some great ways you can find to play the Kill Team you want that might not exist yet. I make lots of things like this for my Patreon supporters. I'll put a link down below to my Patreon page if you'd like to check it out. Right, let's get started then. So before we do anything, we're going to need to get to grips with the rules, and we're going to need to get a copy so that we can start learning how to play the game. The Kill Team core book is going to give you everything you need from the lore through to the rules and missions to play with the terrain you've got. It won't give you specific kill zones with specific terrain, but it's a great way to get you started using what you already have. Now, if you want to get started, you might not want to pay out for a book like this if you don't know even if you're going to like the game. So what you can do is you can simply find them online for free. All of the core book rules are available online with a simple Google search, and you can find all the faction rules too. So there really is no need to go out and buy all of these books. Of course, having the book is really nice. I like having the books to refer to rather than look at the screen all the time, but to begin with, you really don't have to invest any money to start playing Kill Team. So that's really important, because the core book won't give you the rules for the specific kill teams, and this is where perhaps the compendium is going to be something that you'll notice on the Games Workshop website and at your friendly local game stores. You really don't need this, but it does give you the rules for the 40k faction. You're going to get the basic rules to play each of those factions as a kill team, and in total there'll be 19 kill teams to choose from. As new kill team sets are being released, these kill teams are being updated, not all of them, and so we are really waiting for the ones we want to play quite often. But yeah, these are kind of falling behind now as we're seeing more and more of the sets being released every 3 months. So while the compendium is a good way to start playing with the models you've already got and the factions that you have in your collection already, I would say to leave this book. You really don't need the compendium. You may also notice that you can get different books like Morok book here, and these are going to be designed for specific kill zones, and these are the books that come in the box sets that are released every 3 months. They'll include the kill zone rules, the kill zone lore, they'll include missions that are specific to the terrain that are included in these sets, and they'll also give you specific rules for 2 kill teams. So every 3 months you'll get a new box set with a book and 2 new kill teams and a set of terrain, and then a little while after that, the kill teams will be released separately, but they're not sold with any rules. I think this is a big letdown for Kill Team, because if you buy that kill team on its own, you then have to go and buy this book. So again, you can find the rules online. You don't have to buy the book, and it's a bit misleading because when you go onto the Games Workshop website to buy the individual kill teams, it doesn't say that you have to buy a rule book to accompany them if you want to play them in Kill Team. So I really don't like that about how they put that across, so just be aware of that. If you want one of those specific kill teams that come individually in a box set, you will have to get the rules separately, either by buying the book or finding them for free online with a Google search. They often release other books. Here you can see it's the annual 2022, and I really like this book. It's got multiplayer rules, it's got some extra kill team lore, it's got some new missions to play, and it's got kill team specific rules for 6 new kill teams. And if you wanted to buy any of those 6 kill teams, they're going to be available separately, and then again you buy the annual to get their rules. There's also a bundle available that will give you the core rules, the compendium and the annual, but I would say don't worry about this. Just try out the game by getting those free rules first and then see how you like it before going all in and spending potentially £92.50 on 3 books that you may never use. Now, as well as getting unofficial rules online, you can actually download some free light rules directly from the Warhammer community site, and I'll put a link in the description down below. This is a nice 3-page rule set to get you started, and I think this is done really well. The Kill Team core rules are very wordy, and getting through them can take some effort, to be fair, but this is done really nicely. It's written really well, and I can certainly recommend it. It goes through everything you need to know to just start playing a game, like the setup, but it doesn't have all of the rules, but certainly enough to begin with. It explains the basics, like the engage and concealed orders, exactly what they do in the game. It goes through the different stages of the battle, and it also talks about engagement range, the actions, how things like Overwatch works, and then it goes into a lot of detail about shooting and fighting in combat, and then line of sight. Now, line of sight in the core book is worded very weird, and it can be quite confusing. I think this is what put a lot of people off, but if you stick with it, it does make a lot of sense, and it's a really great game to play. I'm really glad I stuck with it and went through this line of sight rules, and this is worded a lot nicer in this light rule set than it is in the core book, so I can certainly recommend getting a copy of this. It's all free. Download it as a PDF, and then you're going to have everything you need just to begin and have a taste of the game. This final page from the PDF is very handy. It's common critical hit rules, special rules and abilities, and this is something that I refer to all the time. So even if you play the game, you could just download the PDF for this one page to save you going in and out of the book. So this is very helpful. But I'll put that link in the description so you can find it easily. Now you've got some rules, you need some basic tools to get started with. And this little set here, the Kill Zone Essentials, is £22.50. It comes with tokens, barricades and measuring tools. And Kill Team, if you haven't played it before, has got a strange way of measuring. It's in shapes and colours, so it takes away inches. So that's a big barrier to get over, but once you do, it's worth doing because the game is so fun, and it does make it quite quick to measure and play. Now, you don't need these. You can convert the colours and shapes into inches and use a measuring tape, but I think to get the most out of the game, it's good to get hold of one of these. You can find them on eBay really cheap because a lot of people buy the sets, break them down, sell all these components. So you could invest in something like that on eBay and grab hold of it to begin with. I recommend doing it. Then it's time to have a look at factions and what do you want to play. If you want to play a specific kill team that's been designed just for Kill Team, then you can buy all these different sets that you see here. They're around £32.50 to £40. Now you're going to get models that are specifically made for the kill teams, for the faction they represent, but there's no rules. This is where we go back to the books that we saw earlier. You will have to either buy those books or get the rules online to use these models. And you want to find out what the gameplay is like for these before you go investing in them, because you could often buy one kill team, not like how they play, and then you've wasted that money almost. So something I would recommend is just starting off with the models you've already got in your collection. If you play Warhammer 40,000, there's a good chance you've got some Space Marines, and so you could use the free Intercession rules that you can also find on the Warhammer community site. I think these are a great kill team to start with because once you're learning the rules of the game, you don't have to worry too much about the rules of your particular kill team because these are very straightforward. This is a PDF, again I'll put a link in the description below, that gives you everything you need to play these, tac ops, different abilities. It's going to give you the strategic ploys, their tactical ploys, and then it's going to give you all the data cards for the different variants of assault intercessors and regular intercessors, as well as the sergeants, warriors, grenadiers, gunners, and so really nice options, very simple rule set. You've got the equipment that you need and also all the rules to play them in a campaign too. So I think these are a great way to get started. The rules are free, they're comprehensive, and they go along with models you've probably got in your collection already. Once you've learned how to play the game with these rules, you could then go on and look at other factions. So download these, give it a go, at least it'll give you a good idea of how the rules are laid out. When you start playing Kill Team, you'll probably find that the Kill Team you want doesn't really exist, and if you use the compendium rules, they can often be pretty bad. It's not a great deal of fun. Maybe this is an exaggeration, more like a little bit boring, and so you want to jazz it up a bit. So one thing you can do is take the models you like and then go searching for rules that you can use alongside them and maybe proxy those models for the models the rules are actually designed for. That's exactly what I did for my Catachan kill team. I don't like the rules that are included in the compendium. It's all about the Imperial Guard anyway, it doesn't even mention Catachan, and I wanted to use the rules that came with the Orc Commandos because it fits them perfectly, and so I tweaked those rules so they were worded more for the Catachan models, and then it's great. I can play the models I like using the rules that I think will be fun. So that's another thing you can do. You don't have to be bound by the rules that come with each kill team. You can find a rule set you like and then use it with the models that you want to play. Right, now we've had a look at the rules and where to find them. We've seen the tools, we've seen the different teams. So now it's time to have a look at the box sets, and then after that we'll have a look at the extras that are available. Every 3 months you're going to get a different box set as the season progresses. So a season in Kill Team is 1 year, and you'll get 4 box sets for that year. At the beginning of the year, you'll get a complete set, and this is going to give you loads of things, everything you need to play the game. You'll get 2 kill teams, specific terrain for a kill zone, you'll get core rules in the form of that core rulebook we saw earlier, you'll get specific kill zone rules in a separate book, you'll get the tokens, dice, measuring tools, tac-op cards, and you'll get a thick gaming board as well. Octarius is the first set that came out for the first season of this new edition, and it's brilliant. I think it's fantastic, highly recommend it. You can still find this as well, you may even get it at a great price in your friendly local game stores. Following the release of Octarius, there were 3 new sets. Chalnath was one of them, but this doesn't give you everything that you could find in Octarius. But you still do get 2 kill teams, you get specific terrain for a kill zone, a kill zone rulebook, and you get the proper thick gaming card board. These 3 sets aren't as easy to get hold of now. A lot of them sell out, but you can still find them on eBay and places like that, although the prices will be inflated quite high. But you can buy the kill teams from them, and definitely look at your friendly local game stores for that, where you can get them at some really good discounts. I'll put some links down below to some online retailers too, where you can make a saving. The second season of this new edition of Kill Team brought Into the Dark, a new way to play the game in a different environment, which I think is fantastic fun, and I think it's easier to learn to play the game on Into the Dark than it is on Octarius or the other sets, because the terrain is very simple. Most of the terrain is heavy or light and traversable, so very simple to get started with where the rules are concerned. You may still be able to get a copy of this, and if you can, you're going to find everything again to start playing. The 2 kill teams, the terrain, the core rules, the kill zone rules, tokens, dice, tools, tac-ops, and that thick card gaming board as well. So this is a complete starter set to get going with. Following Into the Dark with Shadow Vault's a really nice set with some great kill teams. Kazakin in there are fantastic, some really nice pieces. The terrain's replicated with a few additional different pieces in there though. And then we've got Soul Shackle, which is about to be released probably the end of February, early March. Again, the terrain's very similar with a few tweaks and a couple of nice kill teams in there to get going with. But they're not going to have all the things like tokens and tools, but they will give you the kill zone specific book, the terrain, and that thick cardboard, as well as 2 kill teams. If you can't get hold of any of those, then maybe look at this Kill Team starter set. I think this is fantastic. It's £65, pretty much half the price of those Kill Team core sets that have got everything in them. You're going to get in there 2 kill teams, and they put 2 good ones in there. You've got Krieg and the Commander Orcs. The Commander Orcs are my favourite. So fun to play, really interesting rules. I can't recommend them enough. So you've got 2 nice kill teams. You get some terrain, mostly scatter, and so you don't get the big parts, but you can use any terrain. You don't have to use the main things that come in those box sets. You're going to get the core rules in a smaller A5 book. They are a bit limited though. There's a few things missing, but certainly enough to get started playing the game. Then you'll get some kill zone specific rules for playing on this environment, and you'll get the rules for the 2 kill teams, the Orcs and the Krieg. But some of their rules are missing too. So if you want to start expanding into campaign rules and things like that, they're probably not going to give you all that. So there's going to be something missing there. But again, enough to begin with. You're going to get tokens, you're going to get dice, and you're going to get those measuring tools. The board in this set though is going to be like a thin cardboard, so it's not going to be as high quality as the other ones, but certainly enough to play with, and as long as you look after it, it's going to be fine. So certainly enough to get going with. When you compare the price, this is cheaper than buying 2 kill teams separately, and you can get up to 20% saving with online retailers, your friendly local game store. So I think if you can get hold of this and you can get it for, what, £52 with a discount, that's got to be worth getting for what's included. And I think it's a really good way to begin with. So I always recommend this. I think it's fantastic. Okay, so now let's have a look at the extras that are available. So on Games Workshop website, you can see these playing cards. These really are like a deck of normal playing cards, but with the Kill Team logo on the back and a few like graphics on the other side. These are for Into the Dark campaign play. Totally unnecessary. You really don't need these, unless of course you like them. Then there's the Critical Ops, TAC Ops and Mission Card Pack. Very wordy title for a very wordy game. These have got some updated rules in. They're really handy for getting play in the game, and they're unavailable. They didn't make enough of them, didn't distribute enough, and they did say they are going to be doing a reprint, but I couldn't wait. So I made my own cards, and I just posted exactly how I did that with PDFs and such on my Patreon page, so you could go to somewhere like that and find something that you could use in your game perhaps. I've done a separate video on these cards because I think they're really good. It's a great way to do like random missions. If you're just playing casual or match play even, it's got the different missions that you can play, loot, secure, capture. It's got different maps, and so there's loads of variations. Then it's got a quick start guide and the updated rules. So if you can get these cards or find somewhere or make your own like I did, then I think that's going to be something that's really good to add to the collection. Again, there's places you can find them free. You don't have to buy the information. And finally, let's talk dice. Kill Team dice haven't been that great. These are probably the best ones from all the ones released, and I don't really like them. They're not that good at all. They're going to come in a pack of 20, and they're going to be around £24. But you'll find that with most Kill Teams, you're only going to need 6 dice, and then you're going to need maybe some other dice if you want to use them as wound counters, that kind of thing. So you don't need to buy 20, you can just get 6 dice or a nice pack of 8, and that's all you need to play. So you really don't have to go out and buy these dice sets for Kill Team. So that covers how to start playing Kill Team, and we've gone through everything you need to get going. We've looked at the rules and where you can find them, the basic tools you need, the different teams and factions, box sets, what they've got to offer, and then some of the extras as well. Hopefully this has given you a good idea about how you can get started playing the game. It's quite a lot to think about when you first start playing, and I think getting those light rules and getting hold of that Intercession Squad free rule set is a good start. So I would say do that first, have a read through, see what you think about it, have a quick game using those basic rules, and even play against yourself. Have one set of intercessors going against another set of intercessors. That's a good way to get an idea of it. And then from there, you can start looking at maybe branching out, getting a full copy of the core rules or finding them online, and then start looking at the factions you want to play. But if you really are ready to get going and you want to invest, the box sets are going to be a great place to start. And if you can get hold of that starter set as well, I can't recommend that enough. Don't forget, I've got that How to Play series on the channel already. It goes through in slow time the comprehensive rules, taking you through every step of the way in bite-sized videos. So hopefully that'll help you get started too. And then if you join my Patreon, there's so many things I put up there now for all different games, including Kill Team. Be great to see you there. Hopefully this video's helped you, and if you've got any questions, please add them in the comment section down below. I'd love to help you out if I can and provide you any answers and also point you in the right direction. So yeah, add any questions you've got down below. Also your thoughts and tips if you've been playing Kill Team already. What would you recommend to new players? Thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did like it, please hit the like button. Subscribe for more videos like this one. And don't forget to hit the notification bell too to join me here next time on Tabletop Skirmish Games. I'd like to say a massive thank you to my Patreon supporters for helping me to keep going with these daily videos. I couldn't do this without you, and I really appreciate that support, so thank you so much.